Okay, good afternoon, and ready for another edition, so to speak, of Pinball. And this 75 that we talked about in the morning, and we looked at how the setup was, is still is still the setup. I have some screenshots, maybe I'll pull them up later, that I took in the middle of the day, and basically we were stuck like Chuck then, and we're still stuck like Chuck. So let me find the next screen. Okay. So here's where we are. The main thing that changed is that, well, a few things changed. We had market maker longs up here and market maker longs down here, like at 60, 65, 60. And we had that 75 pivot. Now, I don't know how clearly you could see, but you see the tails over here to the right and left of midline. What that indicates is people bought them and sold them, bought them and sold them back and forth. And of course, that makes sense. We're trading at 75 within 5, 10 points of this for a couple hours. People are buying them and selling them. If you're a scalper, you've been buying and selling these yourself, the puts and calls. And that's what we're seeing reflected here. Still, and the pinball is easier, quote unquote, when there's long above, and short in the middle, because then you get the reversion off of each one kind of floating in the middle and the attraction to this. The way it is here is kind of a little different. You get the attraction here or the attraction here, and they're still acting as a reversion pivot. Oh, look at that. See, something just changed. The 75s just got sold. I mean, just got bought. So people are buying these. So you saw the update live and in person. So now, usually with this kind of setup, with a stack like that, we kind of climb the stack. We still have a half hour, but as you know, these options decay kind of fast. So people who are buying these are kind of jumping in and out, I would think, like my brother. So let's just look at something else for a second. So in the morning, live and on TV, so to speak, where is it? All right, now I can't find it. I had it all lined up. Here's where I closed it. Where did I buy it? I just want to find the butterfly that I bought. Here it is. Okay. So this butterfly that I bought for 40 cents in the morning, there's a buck 60 now. Simple 5 line with the 75 pin. Bought it live and in person on TV, right here. On TV, on YouTube, whatever. Now I sold it already, being of the paper hands persuasion. I don't know what this is here. That's now I just have this one little thingy here which is actually a Frankenstein fly, what I call a Frankenstein fly. It was a credit spread. I don't know. It was something else, and then I bought a debit spread to turn it into something else again. And so this is like a leftover piece of something. Let's go see if we could even get out of it. We meaning me. Whatever. So that's a leftover piece. So where do we pin now? Let's see. Let's go back. Anyone have any? Good evening. Well, who's got some pinball numbers? I mean, it's 75 still looks kind of goodish. See, at this time of the day, you kind of have to widen them out. All right, so we wanted to look at charm. Depth view, but we can take a look at depth view also. Okay, so here's a magnet up to 80, market maker short, customer long. Here's the supported 60, a little bit of a magnet down here, more of a pull up here, not much going on here at 275. So it kind of favors going up, but once these start to decay, it goes the other way. And it just depends on how much trading there is of that. And so I like a little wider time frame than that. I'm going to widen out the view just so we can get some perspective. So 65, but that's really not likely. I mean, it's possible. Depends what happens if these go in the money or out of the money. Right now, this isn't giving me enough information to know what the response will be. But we saw that we go back and forth. We see this long over here. Unless these are decaying and closing, you see, we got the tails. Now, if I had to pick it within 10 points, it might be a little easier. 75, 70. So where would the lotto be? Oh, we got a couple 85s, a 75. We don't have any 70s. These are closing here. Depends what these flip to. Just to be a contrarian, a buck 35. Just to be a contrarian, I'm going to play the put side with a 70. Too late, I missed it already. Really? Let me see something. If I Frankenstein it, 40 cents debit. Where's the chart? So what did I originally put it in at? Oh, I canceled it. I'm going to Frankenstein it. That's asymmetrical. Okay. So this is saying 70 is going to hold. My original fly that I was trying to get cheap, that's still at the same price. I can always layer that in if I want. And the thinking here is that 70 will hold. I got 3 of them. So that's a fair amount of credit that'll offset this. Of course, let's see how that plays out. I guess curious, opposite, so we could get out of it. All right, that doesn't look like it was a great trade. Should have gone to straight up fly. All right, let's see how this plays out. All right. I mean, obviously, I wanted to close below 75 on our. I don't want it to go too much below 70. But see, we had that magnet down. Depends what happens over here. Let's go back up. Come on. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning in the 70-65 camp, as you saw. Now we got this big hole. That doesn't really help us very much, does it? That doesn't help us much. All right, where's the depth view? I think from my eye, depth view is just easier because I can just see where the numbers are. I just need to put SPX on one of my other screens here. Yeah, we're at 70. Hold on one second, YouTube. Okay, so I'm looking where we are at 70, and we got this 70 magnet. Just depends how these decay out. It's much easier when we have longs around here. Oh, these are short calls, long puts over here. So these, see now we got to think about it. These puts are going to decay, quote unquote, to a -1 delta. and the call. So it's all kind of, when you net them out, this is what we have. We got 70, we got 65, we got an 85, 85, and we don't have much above it. So if we can get some traction up here, right now we're going down to 65. 60 should provide us with a bounce. 60 should provide us with a bounce. I got one of my other charts here. Let's see. Need to have these updates. See, we're in this whole floaty area. Now this kind of decays up, this decays down. But these can flip from long to short real quick. I mean, a 70-65 asymmetrical wouldn't have been a bad trade either, but I still like the 70. I'm going to stick to my guns. And now if we go back here and see what the little mess I have here. Right now I'm down 55 cents, whatever. Now I'm down 10 cents. I need this to be in the money, giving me $5. I need this to be out of the money, giving me all that money. I'm going to, for once, I'm just going to put in like something crazy like 355. Wait, I might make sure I'm doing the right thing. Hold on. I don't want to be buying one. I want to be selling one. Okay, filled. Easiest thing for me to do. Just a trade management thing, kids. 1, 2, 3. Closing order. Okay, I'll take 280. I'll take 280, right? Should I be conservative? Let's take 280. And of course, we can just go change it. Right now, I'm up 50. This is going to bounce around depending on this. 69. Last 10 minutes coming. Drum roll, please. So I need sound effects. What's this? Media assets. Intro video, acoustic, cinematic, pop dance, feeding the ducks. there's all kinds of little nonsense I could add here to make it a production. Ouch, that's not good. That's no bueno. So this is going to bounce around a lot, obviously. If I had done it normal, they're $1.80. What were they when I was looking at them? Like $1.15, something like that. So a normal one would have been the better play. Here's the morning chart. This doesn't really doesn't give us the information we need. I mean, yeah, if you want to look at the candles, oh, okay, we're going back to 70. That's not really telling us what we need. That's telling us what we need. Where is it? This is still holding tough. Let's go back to here. Thinking out loud here, guys. Let's go to here. Instead of having it on gamma, I want to have it positions. And I want to, if I get marker off, I want to see what the puts or calls are, because at this time of the day, that could matter. So customers, market makers are short calls, so customers are long calls up here and short puts up here. So these long calls will eventually decay out pretty fast. These long puts at 70, are they going to hold them? Are they going to sell them? And so this also has to balance out. That's where it nets out to this. And I try to think of not just hedging the delta, but market psychology. Well, what traders do? If you were long, if you would short this put, or long this put, or short this call, what might you do? And obviously it depends. If you sold it at the open, you're doing really good. You don't care if it's a buck. If you bought or sold a straddle. 4 minutes. Come on, make me a hero. All right, now it's $1.30. See, now I want to get the full $5 out of this long. What do you think? Should I hold it or should I take the money? I'm gonna hold it for once. See, now I see how selling it worked to my advantage for now. Hello, Selena. You came for the grand finale. See, now we're over here. And this is all over the place. 67, we don't want to see that. That's not bad. So those of you who are not as familiar with options, kind of try and do the math in your head of what's going on. Calls are going to be in the money. They're going to be dollar for dollar. So if we close at 70, this is going to be worth $5. If we close at 70, this is going to be worth 0. If we close at 69, this is going to be worth $1 times 3. So this would be, let's just say we close at 68. This would be $7. This would be minus $3, and this would be worthless. So 7 minus 3 is 4, and I paid 55 cents. So, I mean, 68 is fine. Oh, look at this. Now we're at 243, 250. Okay. I can't help myself. Yes, I can. I can, but I won't. I can get $2 out of this thing for 55 cents. See that? We had it for a second. Take the money. What's that game, that they play, like with a lifeline, whatever? Okay, I got 210 for it, filled. God bless America. 55 cents to 210. And that's how we do it, kids. 55 cents to 210. Right here, done live on TV. Pinball. I'll throw it somewhere. Maybe use it for teaching later. Now, yeah, you could leave it, and let's just watch for fun. Similar order. And now it's $1.45. Let's kind of see how it ends up at the end of the day. I mean, you know that this is going to move around a lot, depending where we are, 68, 69. And as time comes off, there's obviously less and less time value in them. Looks like the 70 pin, and we know when we say 70 or 65, we're talking plus or minus a buck or two. 68, 69. Actually, from now on, I'm going to require, quote unquote, when you say 75 or 65, I want an over under. I could drop under 70 or drop over 70. See if we can get that level of discrimination. See that? Now it's 85. Now look at that. It's all over the place. 66. We're going to 65. Where's my 65? Brad. See that? So, and had I not done that, I'd be down 500, whatever, instead of up 200. Right? Sounds fair. Okay, pencils down. 63. And we kind of could have predicted it, actually. We sort of did. Let's go back over here. When we saw this stack, it's just stack of magnets and then a stall right here. Stall. Oh, I got my boy here. Volatility. He's our resident flowmeister. And now, what do we got going on for tomorrow? Any flow comes in at the end of the day for tomorrow, let us know. I'm going to hang around here for a minute. I guess we'll get something in 10 minutes. They're still hanging on to these. 17,000 of them. These are customer loan calls. And so, knowing me, I probably already have something. Okay, I have. What I do? Okay. I got something here. I got a little Frankenstein fly. I got, I guess, like a normal fly. But I think I Frankensteined it to make it. I'm not sure. But I do remember there were 25 short call. Wait a minute. I do remember for tomorrow, customer short. I mean, yeah, kilo long. We got this magnet. We got this suppressant. Of course, we got this magnet. So, again, gun to my head. I got a lot of guns to my head lately. Dare I? Sure. A tight one right in there. I got so much going on around here that this would be easy to Frankenstein or play with. Now, on the put side, I mean, it seems to me with 25 expected move, and we're at 60, and we got round numbers at 6,300 for tomorrow. Ooh, we got a magnet there. But we don't mind. What does it have to get through? It has to get through that. I mean, 95 would be nice. I'll give it a 15. See if that fills. So if I want to do 15 on each side, and if I didn't have, there you go. If I didn't have this here, I'd probably do 15 over here too for 90-ish cents, or even 10, 25. That's not a bad trade for a buck 20, something like that. Actually, I could put it in the other account. Take a buck 10 on one. And who can resist a fly over here for 15 cents? I'll even give him 20 cents. 15, can I get it? How can you say no to that, right? A 400 fly right there? Come on, bro. Okay, so we got two of them. A buck 20. So I guess let's put in something like 45 cents now. Let's cancel. Okay, that's it. Any final comments, whatever? I closed out some of my oil. I just have This really wide oil strangle. Okay. This is part of a hedge, a fly, 100 wide fly, the cost of which is offset by a September 44.50 put that I sold. 44.50. Come on, bro. We ain't going to 44.50. So it's kind of free. Some might call this a risk twist. A risk twist is when you do something like this. So it's like technically not one, but it's close. So a risk twist might be something like, and I'm just gonna let's expect to move 172. All right, so let's just say that's 200. We want to go 150. So let's just say we did something like this. Like that, $20. And then pair that. So you can't get that much premium anymore. You have to pair that with something like that. Selling a 55.75. Or if you wanted, it depends on how aggressive of a hedge you want. But basically the idea is you're kind of calendarizing it. Now, obviously I did this a while back. Actually, this one I rolled once or twice. There was a short put down here somewhere that I rolled once or twice. And that's some of the trade structuring stuff that we'll get into. These are covered calls against Boeing that if they take their 300, I'll be way happy all the way out in June. Same thing with this Dell. This is again shares, and this is a 1x2, 100 shares. They take it at 120. I got to put the shares at around 105. So if they take it at 120, that's fine. And plus I have an extra $5 in this called debit spread. So it's just a different way to sell a covered call. Say this is just this was quote unquote an income trade. UPS gives a nice dividend. At the money, bought the stock, sold the at the money call, got $10. When you do the math with the dividend, it's about 16% return if called away, a little bit more in a year. I'll take it. Better than a bond. That's my version of a bond. That's the dark version of a bond. And here, a covered call. I've been selling. This has been an ATM for a long time, this XBI. I got put this once upon a time, and I've been using this as an ATM for a couple years. Okay. That's it. Time to see the goatees. Oh, wait. One last look at tomorrow, right? One last look at tomorrow. Gamma, upcoming day. We're going to see the red over here. Look at that. Blood red. Stally. Path of least resistance. Yeah, right. I mean, in theory, but doubtful. We stop over here if it's a bad day. Here if it's a really bad day. And that's it. Oh, when I say here, I know I don't say the numbers. 6,400 blood red magnet, little floating zone around 85.90. Pin cushion bounce back and forth at 70.75. If below 75, if then path to 60. If we don't get here, though, that decays up. And as if everybody holds everything. If somehow below 60, past the expected move, then 50, battle for round number. You know, something in here. If somehow 50 breaks, we have this over here, and we have that. and I sold down here. So I'm pretty good with that. I'm willing to take that overnight risk, quote unquote. All right. With that, I bid everybody adieu. Good night, everybody on Twitter and on YouTube. And I'm gonna go mess with the goats. And I gotta be somewhere. I have to leave here at 6, so I gotta hurry up. Okay, take care, everybody. So where did we end up closing? At 63. So Brad came closest to the winner. You're welcome, Victoria.